Okay, this Superman business. We have the reports of the reboot of Superman, and a lot of the headlines are really leaning hard into uh, the aspect of the Black Superman issue, issue or whatever you want to call it. It's a slippery slope. It's kind of weird. That's all I'm saying. Look, um, is it a good idea? First of all, is the reboot a good idea? I would say no, but I understand the situation. The Black Superman um, aspect of it, is that a good idea? Well, the source material is there, so the source material is there, so you could do it. Is it a good idea? I would say no, but maybe not for the reasons that you think. I think the main issue here is the Snyderverse versus the Marvel Universe. And to backtrack, well, look, if you backtrack this Superman history in the movies, basically, you basically you have two substantial iterations and one minor one that kind of flopped and went away. So you got the Christopher Reeve Superman that basically ran from 78 to 87. Successful to various degrees. You got the two major successes and then some stuff happened. Then you got the Brandon Roth attempt to bring it back, the reboot, flop for various reasons. We're not getting into that. Then you got the Henry Cavill iteration, which is the hang up at this point. The Henry Cavill iteration runs up against the MCU. The MCU is a juggernaut, wildly successful, blah, blah, blah. By comparison, Zack Snyder's universe kind of pales in comparison, although, in my opinion and in the opinion of a lot of people, and we're going to get into supply and demand, but in the opinion of a lot of people, it was successful. And I being one of them that says it was successful. But dollars and cents, the Snyder universe does not make anywhere near the money as the Marvel universe. And a lot of that has to do with tampering from Warner Brothers themselves, or Warner Brothers, or whoever the parent company is. I'm not even getting into that. But they tamper with the movies, turn them into crap, and they bomb. So that version of Superman apparently is hung out to dry by Warner or AT&T or whoever. They turn their back on them. So now you have to reboot again, or you feel that you have to reboot again. Now, if you toss out Henry Cavill Superman, what do you have to do? You got to come up with something, right? To distinguish yourself from the last apparently failed reboot. So, Black Superman. So you're dealing with either Val Zod or Calvin Ellis. Well, again, the IPs exist, so you can say, you didn't pull it out of thin air. But the question comes is, who asked for it? Did anyone specifically, or is anybody clamoring for Val Zod or for Calvin Ellis? Now, even if they're not, or if they're not, you better have a really good story. Now, by comparison, in the Marvel universe, nobody really asked for Guardians of the Galaxy, but they had a heck of a story and they came out with it. So that's where you are. If you're going to do this, do it if you want to. But from where I'm sitting, from my perspective, nobody asked for it, so it'd be risky. Now, you can throw whoever you want behind it, Michael B. Jordan, or whoever, or find somebody, that's an appealing star to take on the role and do it, and it can work. I mean, anything can work if you try hard enough. But again, who asked for it? I mean, and again, there's the cries of tokenism, Black Superman, you're just doing that to throw somebody a bone. But that's an argument that can be made about anybody. It could Green Lantern, whoever. There's always another iteration of a long-standing hero that's brought up for various reasons. I mean, tokenism, perhaps. I'm not going to say that that's not the fact. All I'm saying is that people ask for the Snyder Cut. They demanded it. The people rose up, released the Snyder Cut. They was after it like Mandela. You know what I'm saying? They asked for it. Give us the Snyder Cut. You know what I'm saying? To the point where it's a reality. It's coming out in March. Boom. Whatever. So there's that demand. If you don't have that demand, you're taking a chance, especially with an IP that big. If it flops, I mean, it's another flop. But again, it could work. I'm not saying that it can't. But stick to one thing and do it. You know what I'm saying? If you jumped off of the Snyderverse for the wrong reasons, Snyder showed you up, okay? You tampered with his movie, and the people still demanded it to the point where it got picked up by HBO, Max, and it's coming out anyway. Yeah, does that make you look bad for tampering with his movie? Yeah, because the people demanded it. So they're basically saying that you screwed up his movie. Yeah, that makes you look bad, but you got to swallow it and just, if it's good, you just sit back and wait and see what happens. If the Snyder Cut turns out to be awesome, okay, don't get off of it. Ride it. You know what I'm saying? Apparently, it's going to end in a cliffhanger. Give him the rest of the movie. Give him the next movie and continue with the Snyderverse. But if you abandon that and say, well, we're going to jump on, Val Zod or whoever, you can tank the DCEU if you want to, but you're doing that to yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing it because it failed. You're tanking it because you failed it as the suits and the company heads. You know what I'm saying? If you had left the man alone and let him make the movie that he wanted to make, would that have trumped the MCU? No. The MCU is a juggernaut. It's a monster. It does what it does. It's well plotted out. And really, the DCEU is suffering from not sticking to its vision. So you just have to suffer the consequences of that. But don't jump off of the current vision just because you out of spite. Don't do it out of spite. That's all I'm saying. But if there's a public outcry for, Calvin Ellis or Val Zod, go ahead and do it, I guess. I'm not really jumping up and down for it because, I'm a Superman, old school Superman fan, I got into comics in the 80s. I got into Superman in the 70s, of course, with the movie, but, I stuck around for the, death of Superman in the 90s and, little stuff here and there. But I'm a Clark Kent Superman fan, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Because he is Superman. Clark Kent is Superman. Now, on Earth 793 or whatever, yeah, there's somebody else's Superman, but that's neither here nor there, The original Superman is Clark Kent. And to speak to the issue of tokenism, yeah, look, just come up. I've always been a fan of just coming up with new heroes. It can even be a hero carrying the mantle of a long-standing hero after the fact. I'm fine with that. I mean, Batman can't live forever, and if you want to follow him up with a second Batman, like Future State and all that stuff, that's fine, I guess. Or you could just come up with another hero to protect Gotham after Batman's gone, or just come up with another hero entirely who is black, uh, Asian, Hispanic, whatever. Just come up with new heroes. That's where I'm at with that. But I think I just don't hear the clamor for, you know, I think it'd be a mistake. That's all I'm saying. I think it'd be a mistake because supply and demand, give the people what they want, unless you just have this monster story that is just absolutely insanely great that people will get behind because of its greatness, then go ahead and tell that story. Ta-Nehisi Coates, I don't know his work. I mean, like I said, I've been in the comics in and out over the years, but I've been out for a good stretch, because, some comics, I went over to manga and anime, and I lost out on a lot of stuff that went on in American comics. So I miss his run on Black Panther, and he's just done another run and a run on Captain America, which I can't answer for, I can't speak to because I haven't read him. Now, I intend to go and read his first run on his Black Panther, but until I do, I can't speak to his talents, but apparently he's a good writer. So I'm fine, whatever, Can he pull off a good script? Sure. I mean, I guess. I don't see why not. But I will say this. Back down, climb off of that J.J. Abrams train. I mean, he ain't did nothing since Super 8, to be honest with you. I mean, look at Star Trek, Star Wars. His Star Trek is not Star Trek proper. It's not Roddenberry Star Trek. It's Abrams Star Trek. And Star Wars is not Star Wars. It's his version, and his version of either of those to me isn't that great. Super 8 was pretty good. I mean, people climbing on Lovecraft Country, but let's see how that. He's not a great finisher either. He ain't done nothing since maybe Lost season 1 or 2. But his ideas tend to peter out. He's not a great finisher, And that's just my opinion. I mean, he's made a lot of money, so he must be pretty good. So I'm not going to argue with that. He's prolific, but I don't know how actually good he is, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. So I probably wouldn't bring him into it, in my opinion, because I don't know if he's going to really carry this thing through. So I climb off of that J.J. Abrams train, and that's just my opinion. But yeah, I would not reboot Superman, to be honest with you. I just see what Snyder, let him finish it, and then wait a while, and then reboot. But rebooting this soon after his iteration, the Henry Cavill iteration, I can see why you would go all the way left field and just go for another race, with black, whatever. But I wouldn't do that. I would not do it. That's my opinion. So that's where I stand on it. I don't even bother commenting. I mean, you can comment if you want to. That's fine. I mean, everybody has their opinion. This is just my opinion. I'm just one person speaking their opinion. That's just what it is. Supply and demand. Get the people what they want. If they want Calvin Ellis or Balzai, fine, give it to them. But if they don't want it, you better have a heck of a story, man, because it can always get worse. That's all I'm saying. So that's it from the Crisis Corner. Stay loose.